37. After I filed so many complaints, the district started to make some changes at Lydics Middle School to protect gay students. While I applaud the district's effort, I'm disappointed that it took a teacher filing numerous complaints and speaking at several school board meetings, here we go again, in order to make changes. I truly believe that our GLBT students and staff have long been considered second-class citizens in a Linux educational community. My concern is that there is still a great deal of homophobia in our district, and that our gay and lesbian children are not receiving the quality education they deserve. Just this last month, a middle school teacher told me of a loud gay slur in her class, and elementary teachers have told me of homophobic statements and anti-gay bullying at the elementary schools. Further, a Linux math, science, and technology teacher spoke of a gay student who left the school because of anti-gay bullying. I believe that homophobia is systemic in Linux, and that all of our teachers and staff need training appropriate to their grade levels. This is not being provided. At this time, I believe the principal of Lennox Middle School 7A, Deborah Johnson, is very hostile to any feedback dealing with anti-gay atmosphere at LMS. As a gay man, I consider Ms. Johnson homophobic, and that Ms. Johnson has shown a pattern of hostility when dealing with me regarding this issue. Our compliance officer, Mr. Cesar Morales, did not inform me that I have 15 days to appeal his findings to the Department of Education, so I hope you will waive the timeline. Recently, I wrote a letter to our local association stating that it would not surprise me if a gay student or staff member were physically attacked. I am requesting that the Department of Education investigate this unsafe condition and do everything in its power to correct it. I hope through strong education and consequences at every educational level in our district, this unsafe environment for our GLBT students can be corrected. Sincerely, Robert Collins, Lennox Middle School teacher. I would like to also just tell you that I did learn, and Mr. Morales as our compliance officer didn't know this, when you're protecting kids, you go to the Department of Education. When you're protecting a staff member or yourself, you either go to the Department of Fair Employment and Housing or file a lawsuit. I have been in contact with a very good civil rights lawyer in San Francisco. I am considering a civil rights lawsuit. We haven't decided yet, but it's a possibility. I believe our complaint system is a complete, I'm gonna use the word, joke. And I will discuss some of that why at future board meetings after getting your guys' responses to me. I know that training is supposed to occur for sexual harassment for administrators every 2 years. I've asked Mr. Morales for proof. I hope he has documentation, and I hope it's public. In our board policy, it also says that teachers should be provided training on sexual harassment. As you know, there was a member who actually made a masturbation gesture towards me after I had gone through all this harassment. And I believe that that teacher just didn't know better, that it's been about 4 years since we've had any training for teachers on sexual harassment. And Mr. Morales today said, well, he just didn't feel it was a priority. Yet when teachers don't know what sexual harassment is, then they do stupid things, like make masturbation gestures after someone has already gone through at least one homophobic incident and one alleged incident. So I hope we get our act together. And I have 8 seconds. Comments, questions? I hope the board will respond. Comments? You all have nothing to say. Silence gives permission.
Hi, without really thinking about it, I had worn this shirt. And it's the peace sign. And thinking about this, it made me think of this quote. If you want peace, work for justice, by Pope Paul VI. And I truly believe that if we work for peace, that if we want peace, we must must work for justice. My name is Ruth Cookie, and I work at Jefferson. All students at Jefferson and in Lenox deserve to learn in a safe environment, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All students should be supported when they report a harassment issue. All teachers at Jefferson School and in Lenox deserve to teach in a safe environment, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All teachers should be supported when they report a harassment issue. Thank you.
Deborah Wren.
Good evening. I would like to just say that I'm a teacher at Dolores West Elementary School. And I think, to keep it short, I think what's really important for all of us to consider is emotional and physical safety for our staff and for all of our students. And one of our pillars of character is respect. I think what Mr. Collins has said and what all of us have alluded to is a lack of respect maybe that we can fix. We need to teach our students to be respectful of one another and of their teachers. And we have to be respectful of people's needs despite their gender identity, their religion, their ethnicity, sexual orientation, all that. We have to be respectful of everybody, and I urge you to look at this issue seriously.
Ms. Chelo Fernandez.
What wakes me up in the morning is to raise capable youth. And given all the violence that have been in the news, I'm teaching my students habits of mind and basically from inquiring into empathy and understanding. And that takes courage to realize that the other person who maybe we hate, we don't even like, is us. So, my name is Chelo Fernandez and I work at Moffett Elementary School. All students at Moffett School and in Lenox deserve to learn in a safe environment, regardless of race, identity, ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All students should be supported when they report a harassment issue. All teachers at Moffett School and in Lenox deserve to teach in a safe environment, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All teachers should be supported when they report a harassment issue.
Another thing that I said about respect, I think that is the basis of why we're all here. My name is Roberta Salas and I work at Bethel Elementary. All students for school and Lenox deserve to learn in a safe environment regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All students should be supported when they report a harassment issue. All teachers at school and Lenox deserve to teach in a safe environment regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, and ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All teachers should be supported when they report a harassment issue.
Mr. Larrabell.
Well, I have family members that are struggling with issues that are on these cards tonight. And, fairness is not being addressed as much as it should be. My name is Larry Laundrie. I work at LMS. All students in Lenox Middle School and Lenox deserve to learn a safe environment regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All students should be supported when they report a harassment issue. All teachers at Lenox Middle School and in Lenox deserve to teach in a safe environment, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. All teachers should be supported when they report a harassment issue. Thank you.
Ms. Chaliza.
Well, good evening, everybody. I just want to summarize and say that we're in a different time now than we ever have been. Of course, we're competing with these various charter schools. People, heard me say this before, and of course, it's really imperative that we have the best possible environment for our students and for our teachers. And this idea of respect and making a safe place, it always contributes in a positive way to making our schools a great environment for everyone to learn in and to teach in. So we really look forward to working with the district to resolve any further issues that there might be. Thank you very much.
At this time, does LTA need any?
Yes. I'm gonna change the subject here, if y'all don't mind. Okay, I just looked at this, and I'm looking at this thing.